I left my girlfriend because she wouldn't stop counting. I wonder what she's up to now. A husband comes home to his wife after being fired from the pickle factory. His wife asks him, "So what happened?" The husband explains, "I often get bored at work and today my mind was wandering and I thought to myself, what would happen if I stuck my penis inside the pickle slicer?" The wife is clearly blindsided by this confession and doesn't know what to say next. Eventually she says to him that was an incredibly stupid and unsafe thing to do, but at least you're all in one piece. The husband appreciates his wife's response and says, "I suppose you are right." To lighten the mood, the wife asks cheerfully, "So what happened to the pickle slicer?" The husband takes a moment and says, "Oh, she was fired too." Me, squirting isn't real, right? It's just urine, right? Interviewer, I meant any questions about the job. A new take on a classic joke. Poor Jimmy was down on his luck. His girlfriend left him 2 weeks ago, last week he lost his job, and today he was diagnosed with terminal cancer. Since he was dying anyway, he decides to go to the most expensive bar in town and drink himself to death. It just so happens that this bar is on the top floor of a 40-floor tall skyscraper. When he gets off the elevator and enters the bar, he finds a spot in between a beautiful woman with long, black hair wearing a white dress and what appears to be a journalist who had black, slicked back hair and a pair of cheap but still nice-looking glasses. He sits down and asks the bartender for the strongest drink they have. "Rough day?" asks the journalist in his Midwestern accent. "It's a long story," answers Jimmy. The woman then looks at her watch, turns to Jimmy, and says in a European accent, "We got some time until our friend shows up." Spill. Jimmy then goes into every last detail of all the crap he had to deal with this past few weeks while he and the two people he just met are downing shot after shot of the strongest whiskey available. After hearing Jimmy's story, the journalist goes, "You know what? I know exactly what will cheer you up." "Bartender, give me a shot of Fireball and a glass of Drive Pepper." He then downs the entire glass of Drive Pepper as fast as he can and then immediately follows it up with a shot of Fireball. Afterwards, he motions for Jimmy to follow him to the window. "Watch this," he says just before jumping out the window. Jimmy is shocked but can't look away. But then, something happens. As the man is falling, his speed starts to slow down. Eventually the journalist lands perfectly fine on the ground. He then enters the building and takes the elevator back up to the bar. "How the hell did you do that?" asks Jimmy. "It's simple. Every time I drink an entire glass of Drive Pepper and follow it up with a shot of Fireball, that happens." "Bullshit," Jimmy responds, clearly drunk as hell. "It's true." "Watch this," replies the woman. She goes up to the bartender, asks for a glass of Drive Pepper and a shot of Fireball, downs the Drive Pepper, takes the shot of Fireball, then jumps out the window herself. As she's falling, a big gust of wind hits the building, but then she too starts to slow down. Sure enough, she lands safely and takes the elevator back up to the bar. Jimmy, excited and starting to feel better, goes up to the bartender, asks for a glass of Drive Pepper and a shot of Fireball, downs both one at a time, then jumps out the window. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne is walking up to the building when something falls in front of him with a big splat. It was Jimmy, now dead and embedded into the sidewalk. The journalist and the woman are watching from the window and start laughing as hard as they can. Bruce, hearing the laughter, looks up and says, "Man, Clark and Diana are assholes when they're drunk." A race was arranged between a tortoise and a cheetah. The tortoise obviously won. You know why? 'Cause cheetahs never win. Please smash the like button and subscribe to my channel.